everyone, and welcome to another edition of Saluki Football. I'm SIU beat writer Todd Hefferman, and with me is the Southern sports editor Les Winkeler. And SIU is off this week, so we're just going to talk about how the Salukis are looking and how they open Valley play. They are off this weekend, and then they host Missouri State September 24th. That's a 6 p.m. kickoff. But first, I guess we'll talk about the Mississippi game. And after that first quarter, they were pretty good.
After the first 5 minutes, they were pretty good. I mean, I wasn't able to go to the game. I was listening to the radio, and man, for a while, it looked like they got hit by a tidal wave. I thought they were playing Alabama, got hit by the wave. But, at that point, a real blowout looked like it was possible. But you got to give them credit. They regrouped. They put together some time-consuming drives. They got some stops on defense. So they turned in after the first 5 minutes, they turned in the kind of game I thought that they were probably going to.
Yeah, and I don't take much from the punt return. I don't think SIU really could have done much with that. They had a full rush on, or I should say, Mississippi had a full rush on, and so SIU didn't have a lot of people downfield to block. And this guy caught it. Just Jeff Scott caught it near the middle of the field. And there was one defender on his right, and he was so fast, the defender went from trying to tackle him to diving and missing him to his left. That's how fast the guy was. And he was around the corner, and there wasn't anybody that's going to catch him.
And the defense was put in some tough positions early where they had to defend a very short field. So, all in all, 42 points looks bad, but all in all, probably not that bad a performance. And frankly, this is where we thought they'd be 2 games into the year. I mean, you always hope that you're gonna beat the bowl subdivision people, but that's kind of a dream. Although it has happened here in the past, but it's not something you count on. So this is where they should be.
Yeah, it's not like they're playing, and I think SIU was really smart before playing teams that they had really a realistic chance of beating, like Ball State, Northern Illinois, Indiana. When they're bad, they're coming up, but and now they're playing Missouri, Illinois, Mississippi. Marshall was a winnable game, but turnovers, they had 4 turnovers. They're all McIntosh interceptions. 2 of them were just bad throws that hit a Mississippi defender in the chest. The one was a fantastic play by their defensive end. He hit it with his paw and basically grabbed it and had the sense to run it 27 more yards, and somehow Steve Struther tackled a 6'6", 270-pound defensive end. But the turnovers have been a problem for them, but I don't think they're that concerned. I think they have done a better job keeping the football as far as they haven't lost a fumble yet. The interceptions weren't throws that I think he was under duress necessarily, but I think they have made some strides there.
And that's always an argument in football about turnovers. Is it luck or is it just poor execution on your part? And I think it's a 50-50 proposition. It's too early right now to make any big pronouncement as whether or not this is going to be a turnover-prone team. But obviously, ball security is very important if you're going to win, especially in some of the tight conference games that are coming up.
What I'm not sold is their ability to force turnovers better than they were last year yet. And I think we're going to find that out when they play Missouri State, when they start playing league opponents. SEMO was a team that was an option football team, and they openly said it's not a team we can blitz or play normally like we normally do against other people because they require all 11 guys to play a certain position against the run. Well, now they're not going to play, I don't think, another option team the rest of the year.
Well, Keon Swanson and some of the other guys up front keep putting that kind of pressure on quarterbacks. Quarterbacks are going to be under a lot of duress and going to throw some balls up, and their defensive backs are quick enough and have been around long enough where they should create some turnovers. So, like I said, it's awfully early in the season to make any kind of pronouncement about that, but we'll see.
And the good news, Keon had an ankle sprain. He's probably gonna be limited to practice, so to speak, this week and possibly next week. But he should be okay for the game. I think he's had career tackles in back-to-back games. Left the tackle David Pickard also has an injury. Should be okay. He has an ankle sprain. He should be okay as well. So they came out of the Mississippi game relatively injury-free, and I think it's the best spot for them because they have an off week, and Missouri State's got to play Oregon this week, possibly the most draining FBS team in the country, just how the speed they play and how many plays they actually will snap offensively. So we'll see how Missouri State rebounds next week, and then they're playing a couple games at home, and they get a little nice mix at the end of the year.
And I like the way the team is playing offensively right now. It's been a good mix of run and pass. The running back situation seems a lot more stable than it was last year. This time last year, the running game didn't really have any identity. It was Lucian Walker and Sharif Harris and Strother sometimes. And later in the year, they settled on the Strother-Harris combo. But right now, it looks, with Jewel Hampton back there, he's a handful, and Strother is doing what Strother can do and stretching the defense with his speed and quickness. So, plus McIntosh gives him another element of running the football that Chris Deeker didn't. So I like the way this is shaping up. Plus their wide receivers have. We were talking earlier today about Cam Fuller making big plays, scoring touchdowns in 4 or 5 straight games now. Mm-hmm. He's fast enough to stretch the defense. John Lance looks like he may become that reliable possession type guy, although he's got the ability to stretch the defense a little bit. They're using their tight ends, and that balance is just wonderful with Stephen McKinney. The plays where he touched the ball at SEMO, he showed where he can be a scary factor in the open field. So, I've got high hopes for this team offensively.
Yeah, I'm also encouraged by their special teams ability. They have Muku's had some great kickoff returns, and they haven't kicked to him for that reason, I think. Now they won't play another punter like what they played last weekend. That's the best punter in the nation, average-wise and maybe overall. And their kicker wasn't challenged to kick a long field goal, but he probably would have made it. Well, now they're playing the Valley punters, who have some good punters, but they're going to have some opportunities they did not have the first 2 games here they've had. And I like their ability there with Muku and Strother, and with Stephen McKinney. They haven't had him touch the ball really the last 2 games, and when he does some pretty good things with it.
And conversely, the other side of that is Puchalowski. I think is going to be another long line of excellent Saluki punters.
Yeah,
he looks like he has
really
improved. He looks like he has all that potential in the world, and it's kind of been good the way McLachlan, is that the way you say it?
McLaughlin.
Mm-hmm. He's kind of getting broken into here in some non-pressure situations, and so far so good. So, there's a lot of stuff to like right now.
Yeah, he hasn't missed a kick yet. We'll see next week, but enjoy the weekend, and we'll be back next week for another edition of Saluki Football. Thanks for joining us.